Welcome to War Thunder with Subdude. How y'all doing today? Well, they've just come out with part 2 of Operation Summer. And part 2 of Operation Summer is going back to the old way of doing things. Thank God. I am sick to death of this. You gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta buy this, gotta put this in there, and then go through and get the plans. And oh my God, how much more complicated do you think they could make things before people give up completely? And the fact that they had absolutely no air support in the first part really ticked off a lot of people, myself included. But now they've come out with the second part, and it's two different airplanes: the F4F Wildcat British export, which is called the Martlet. The British, by the way, did stop calling it the Martlet and did start calling it the Wildcat. Maybe not officially, but at least their pilots did. And a new, I say that loosely, F4 or FJ4B, which will be equipable with AGMs, air-to-ground missiles, which are going to be a little bit odd to control from a fighter, because you're not really, I don't believe you're going to get a bomb sight. It'll probably be a matter of lock on to a target with your center button on your mouse and hold that target, keep your eye on the target, if you will, with the right mouse button until the missile impacts the target. That's a guess. I hope it's not as screwed up as dropping the Fritz X. Yeah, I got the Fritz X and I used it one time in battle and went, you've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. So, I jumped away from the Fritz X and haven't used them since, and really don't fly the German bomber at that range anyhow. Although I do like the 177. But what we are getting is an interesting plane because it will be carrying guided missiles. Now I can't wait for the first person who gets the wild ass idea to take and use them against another aircraft. And trust me, somebody will do it. I know it, and everyone there in the community does know it too, which is going to be absolutely hysterical, because look at what they did with the ATM, anti-tank missiles. They used them against aircraft there too. So the fact that we have air-to-ground missiles, somebody will use them as air-to-air missiles, which will be fun to watch. What they could have done, and this is just my opinion, is put one of these into the game. Only make it the F3D2, which has better engines, carries a bit more ordnance, it's faster, and oh yeah, by the way, it can carry missiles. So you could have stuck the AGMs on this plane rather than on another FJ4B. But I'm not complaining. The FJ4B is an awesome plane. I like it a lot. I don't use it a lot because I think that it's not in my wheelhouse, and we don't have the missions and objectives in the game yet that makes it a worthwhile player. It's not as fast as the CL-13, MiG-17. It's not as maneuverable as either of those, and generally it's just a worse performer all around. That doesn't mean I don't like it. I do like it. I would just rather see something a little different. Like they could have put the A4 Skyhawk in, and made it exactly like the LA 174, which is, it comes up once every blue moon for people to get. The A4 Skyhawk could come in as a plane that everyone can get once in a blue moon. But no arguments, no complaints. I do like the F4B, FJ4B. My God, my tongue will not get around that properly. The Fury. But either plane, the Martlet, that's an interesting plane. I like it. And it does complete a lot of the British tree. And they did use a lot of them, especially on their smaller carriers. Also, the tank that we're getting, or actually armored car, let's take a look. Me, where are you? There you are. No, that's not it. There we go. Jeez, just choose a crew. Choose a crew. There we go. Get out of the way. Now, this is the Pack Panzer, if you will, or the Pack Puma, some people call it, which is kind of an interesting name, but it is what it is. It's a great plane, or great tank. It's fun to take out and just beat up on people that really didn't expect to see something like this come along. The 75mm gun is pretty good. It's definitely got some punch to it, and you get around to the side of some of these tanks, you can punch one through their side into their ammo, and it can take out a pretty high tier tank. But what we're getting is a tank that is packing, let me find it, is this it? Yeah, that's it. Choose a crew, boom, choose a crew, out the way. It's got a short barrel 75 like the Panzer IV-E. Now, the Panzer IV-E it's got an armor-piercing round, capped, ballistic capped shell. It doesn't have really great penetration. Then it's got another one, which is armor-piercing, high explosive anti-tank round, 80 millimeters of penetration. It's got an explosive round, which isn't that spectacular, but it does do what it does. Another heat round, and a smoke round. Which, I mean, for a low tier tank, that isn't a bad deal. It's rank 1, battle rating 2.0. Well, I think that what we're going to get when we get the pack howitzer, or the howitzer Puma, because that's what it is basically, a howitzer Puma, is the same thing. I mean, we might not have as many choices of ammunition, but I don't expect it to be a rank 2. I do expect it to be like a rank 1 maybe, because it's not going to have the punch of the 50 millimeter, and it definitely doesn't have the punch of the Pack 40. So it will definitely be like the KWK 37 gun on the Panzer III Alpha N. So, but that's what we've got coming. And honestly, I'm very happy to see that we're getting something, and we can go back to the old way of doing things rather than continuing with what I considered a absolute nightmare of trying to figure out, ooh, get the IS-7, but first you have to get the T-34E, and I don't play tanks at all to begin with. So the entire Operation Summer first half was a complete, utter waste of time for me. It just meant that I had to wait and wait and wait for the second part. And I'm sure there's quite a few other people out there that felt the exact same way, and whether they say it or not, they're probably somewhat relieved. Now, what's it going to cost to get the achievements, or whatever you call them? The first time around, it was like 799 Golden Eagles per achievement. And you get one achievement per day, or per every 2 days actually. Then it was 899 Eagles per achievement for the second time. This time they've reduced the number of times that you need to get something, and for the tank, the howitzer Puma, they really reduced it, only 2, which is fair. I'm quite happy with that. I collect the Pumas, by the way, so I don't play tanks, but I do collect things. But it's only 9 awards, or 9 achievements to get the FJ4B with missiles, and 3 achievements to get the Martlet. Now, I'm looking probably at a price line of, it's probably going to be right around 1,000, so it'll probably be 999, which, in all honesty, isn't too bad. What does it cost there? Let's see, Golden Eagles. So, to get all 3 vehicles would probably be, well, let me see, $66 if you just buy the Eagles and spend it that way. Which is $66 in the pocket of Gaijin, which isn't a bad deal. And especially with the ruble hurting right now, it helps Gaijin a lot more. So, is this a good thing for Gaijin? Yes, it is. And they're probably looking at it going, yeah, we could use the cash. I'm not complaining about that. Also, a few more skin packs would be nice, Gaijin. But, hey, I'll take what I can get. In the meantime, this Subdude signing out. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow, and we'll catch you in the sky, because I don't drive tanks, even though I want the new howitzer Puma. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.